Do you ever feel like life's most valuable lessons slip by before you realize them? In this video, we're diving into 7 important life lessons most people learn too late, inspired by the legendary teachings of Miyamoto Musashi. Lesson 1. Time is your most valuable asset. Miyamoto Musashi's life and lessons emphasize the importance of time, as it is the one thing that cannot be replaced once it's gone. He lived with energy and purpose, constantly improving his skills and knowledge. Many people waste their time on things not related to their main goals, such as delay or distractions, and believe they have a lot of time to make their dreams come true. Musashi's theory tells us to be very aware of how we spend our time and make good use of it to reach our greatest goals. One of Musashi's main ideas was that everyone should learn to master themselves, including learning how to handle their time. He was known for being disciplined in both the gym and everyday life. To live a meaningful life, one must plan their time carefully and spend it on things that will help them grow, get better, and reach their goals. His devotion to Bushido, the way of the warrior, demonstrated that success required steady work over time, and that wasting time was a way to avoid becoming great. In today's world, it is easy to forget the value of time, as people often let work, social media, or pleasure take over their days, making them less focused on what they need to do. Musashi taught us to be aware of where our time goes, even though rest and relaxation have their place. Musashi's wisdom tells us to take back that time and use it wisely. Having a feeling of urgency in daily life is important for using Musashi's advice. It doesn't mean running through things, but realizing that time is valuable and should be used well. To manage your time, set clear goals and priorities, and focus on the things that truly count. Musashi's quote, "Step by step, walk the 1,000-mile road," highlights the importance of working toward goals every day and the long-term controlled use of time. By making good use of your time, you can align with Musashi's timeless concept of control, purpose, and self-discipline. Lesson 2. Health is wealth. The life and ideas of Miyamoto Musashi stress how important it is to be healthy physically and mentally as the basis of all success, whether it was swordsmanship, tactics, or just life itself. He thought that without health, you couldn't get good at anything. Musashi taught that the mind, body, and spirit are all connected, and that real power comes from having a balance between them all. A lot of people, especially these days, don't pay much attention to their health until it starts to get worse. Our health is the most valuable thing we have, but we often put work, social responsibilities, and personal goals ahead of it. This way of thinking can make us sick, burnt out, and unable to enjoy the things we've worked so hard to get. Musashi's way of life is a good lesson that being healthy is not a choice, it's a must. For Musashi, staying healthy meant more than just eating right and working out. It also meant being disciplined. He lived a simple and modest life because he knew that overindulging makes the body weak and the mind foggy. His focus on self-discipline can be used in modern life by eating well, working out regularly, and dealing with stress in a healthy way. He thought that keeping the body healthy kept the mind sharp, flexible, and focused, which was important for warriors and people who wanted to be the best at what they did. We live in a world that moves quickly and is full of expectations and distractions that can be bad for our mental health. Musashi's theory also stresses how important it is to take care of your mind. He was very in touch with himself and practiced mindfulness, which helped him stay calm and focused when things went wrong. Musashi taught us that being mentally tough is just as important as being physically strong. In times of stress, even the biggest person could lose their cool if they didn't have a clear mind. The thought of balance is one of Musashi's most important health lessons. He pushed for a life without excess because he thought that too much of anything, like food, drink, or things, could make the body and mind weak. His ideas are still relevant today, especially in a world where people often consume too much. There are many ways to get out of balance in modern life, such as eating too much, working too much, or being constantly sidetracked by technology. Musashi tells us that the only way to be truly wealthy is to find a balance between our wants and needs, making sure that we don't give up our health to achieve success in the outside world. Musashi thought that mental health was very important. He had a deep understanding of philosophy, and his lessons showed a strong link between the spiritual and the physical. Musashi thought that being healthy meant more than just not being sick. It also meant being at peace with yourself and the world around you. An all-around approach to health can be very helpful for modern people because it promotes a healthy, all-around way of living. To follow Musashi's way, we need to understand that our health is the most valuable thing we have. It is the base on which all other accomplishments are built. If your body and mind aren't healthy, even the biggest wins can feel empty. Taking care of our physical and mental health in a controlled way not only helps us reach our goals, but it also makes sure we can enjoy the fruits of our work. Musashi's ancient advice tells us that we should take care of ourselves first, because being healthy makes us stronger for life's obstacles. Musashi once said, "It may seem hard at first, but everything is hard at first." Taking care of your health isn't always easy, but the benefits are huge. Lesson 3. Relationships matter most. Miyamoto Musashi was known for being able to work alone and being a very disciplined warrior, but he also knew how important relationships are in life. Musashi taught a lot about being independent and strong, but he also believed that relationships with other people, like family, friends, and teachers, are very important on one's journey. It's not money or accomplishments that matter most at the end of the day. It's the connections we've made and the effect we've had on other people. People often put work, success, and material gains ahead of relationships in today's busy world. The desire of money, job growth, and personal goals can make connecting with other people seem less important. But Musashi's theory says that success alone can't make up for the importance of deep connections. The love, support, and bonds that people have with each other are what mean most at the end of their lives. Musashi's life was mostly about success, but his connections with teachers, peers, and students had a big impact on him. His relationships with other people shaped his path, and the lessons he taught his students are still relevant today. Although it is possible to walk your own road, Musashi knew that the trip is better when you have friends, family, or masters with you. These are the kinds of ties that last a lifetime. Many people today feel bad about the time they didn't spend with their loved ones or the relationships they let die because they were too busy. As time goes on, job or financial success often doesn't matter as much as the happiness that comes from having close, helpful relationships. Musashi's lessons tell us to spend time and money on the people who mean most to us because they will be there for us through the good and bad times of life. Having strong ties can also help you learn and grow. Musashi often learned useful things from his peers and opponents because he saw them as chances to get better and not just as people he was competing with. Relationships also help us learn more about ourselves, grow as people, and see things from different points of view. Human relationships have a big impact on who we become, whether it's through tough talks or times when we let down our guard. It's important to put relationships first in your own life to follow Musashi's lessons in this way. Spend time taking care of the relationships that are most important to you, like family, close friends, or teachers who have helped you along the way. You should work hard to strengthen these ties because they will give you true meaning and satisfaction as you look back on your life. So, Musashi's deep understanding of how important relationships are can teach us all a lot. Personal control, success, and self-discipline are all important parts of life, but the relationships we build along the way make them even better. When our journey is over, the people we've loved, helped, and shared our experiences with will be the ones who will remember us the most. So, as you go after your goals and follow your path, remember to value the ties that really count and keep them close. Lesson 4. Money can't buy happiness. You can see from Miyamoto Musashi's life that money is not the key to real happiness. Musashi was known as one of the best swordsmen in history, but he lived a simple life, focused on mental growth and self-mastery over wealth. His lessons tell us that happiness comes from being fulfilled and happy inside, not from having things. Many people today think that success means having a lot of money. Some people think that they will be happy once they hit a certain level of wealth or have enough stuff. But this way of thinking often makes people keep looking for more money, more fame, more material things, without ever being truly satisfied. Musashi's thought disagrees with this idea and tells us to find happiness within ourselves instead of looking to other people for it. Musashi knew that material wealth doesn't last forever. Things and money can make you happy for a short time, but they don't bring permanent happiness. We often lose sight of what's important in life: our health, our relationships, our personal growth, and our inner peace when we focus too much on getting rich. Musashi's life showed how to balance skill with simplicity. He was looking for happiness by getting better at what he did, living by his values, and finding peace within himself. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be financially stable or loving the comforts that money can bring. But when money is the only thing that matters or a way to see how valuable someone is, it can make people feel empty and unhappy. Even after becoming very wealthy, a lot of people still feel lonely, stressed, and unhappy. This is because having a lot of money will never meet our inner mental and spiritual wants. Musashi taught that people should live with purpose and meaning instead of being consumed by the chase of wealth. He thought people should live simply, enjoy the present, and be happy with life's small joys. Musashi never cared about getting rich. He was more interested in improving himself and growing spiritually. This made his life very satisfying, even though he didn't have a lot of money. Musashi's lessons are more important than ever in a world where people's goals and wants are often driven by materialism. Feeling like you need to make more money, buy the newest things, and be financially successful all the time can cause stress, worry, and a lack of satisfaction. The ideas of Musashi tell us that real happiness comes from within, and that money is helpful, but not the key to a worthwhile life. Focus on finding happiness in things that money can't buy if you want to follow Musashi's advice. Spend money on your health, connections, and personal growth. Follow your interests that make you happy and give you a sense of meaning. Instead of always wanting more, be thankful for what you already have. Musashi taught us to keep our lives simple and to let go of material wants that keep us from following our true path. Being happy isn't about how much money or stuff you have. It's about living a life that is in line with your values and being at peace with yourself. Musashi's life shows how powerful inner peace and self-mastery can be. It shows that real happiness is not tied to money, but to the quality of our inner lives. By learning this lesson, we can stop trying to get more things and start focusing on what really counts. Lesson 5. Failure is a part of success. Miyamoto Musashi had failed many times before. He failed at many things in his life, but he never let that stop him from being who he was. Instead, he saw it as an important part of his path to success and welcomed it. The lessons that Musashi taught stress that failure is not the end, but a way to get to success. He felt that every loss was a chance to learn something important and grow. A lot of people don't take risks because they're afraid of failing. Musashi's life, on the other hand, shows that failure is an important part of learning. He fought more than 60 duels and lost some of them. But each loss taught him something important that helped him get better at his skills and plans. It was clear to Musashi that failing is not a sign of weakness, but a required step toward getting better. People today are taught to think that success should come easy and quickly, and loss is often seen as a bad thing. But the most successful people, like Musashi, know that failures are going to happen. What counts is how you deal with setbacks. The mindset of Musashi tells us to accept loss, learn from it, and keep going with drive. People often learn that the worst parts of their lives were the ones that made them who they are today. In the end, the problems, setbacks, and battles they went through made them stronger, smarter, and more durable. As Musashi taught, failure is not something to be afraid of. but something to be happy about because it is a part of the way to success. Don't be afraid to fail when you try to think like Musashi. Know this: failing is not the opposite of succeeding. It's a part of both. Every failure is a chance to learn, get better, and make your method better. As Musashi himself said, if you can make your opponent flinch in battle, you have already won. Facing your problems head-on will help you grow. Lesson 6. Life is short. Don't delay your dreams. Miyamoto Musashi always felt like time was running out because he knew that life was short. His dreams were always in front of him, and he never let fear or doubt stop him. Musashi's life is a strong warning that we should not put off following our dreams and interests because time is running out. A lot of people wait their whole lives for the right time to follow their dreams. They think that one day they'll have time to do what they really want. But that day rarely comes. Life is uncertain, and if you wait too long, you might miss out on chances. Musashi taught us that we should act now instead of waiting for the right time, which might never come. Musashi himself never paused to go after his goals, whether they were in theory, the art of swordsmanship, or strategy. He knew that each moment is important because life is short. He had a purpose in life and was always trying to get better at what he did until he was a master at it. The story of his life shows how important it is to seize the day and follow your dreams with all your heart. As people get older, they often feel bad about the dreams they didn't follow, the interests they ignored, or the chances they missed. Musashi's worldview tells us to live our lives with purpose, to follow our dreams without holding back, and to enjoy the time we have. Don't wait for the right time to go after your dreams if you want to follow Musashi's advice. Do something now, even if the way ahead looks unclear or hard. You can only reach your goals if you start working on them today. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men, said Musashi. Each day is a chance to get closer to your goals. Lesson 7. You can't please everyone. Miyamoto Musashi was great at planning moves, but he also knew how people worked. He knew that trying to make everyone happy is pointless and impossible. Musashi's lessons show that people should stay true to themselves, no matter what other people think or say. His life shows us that we shouldn't live for what other people think, but for what is right in our own hearts. A lot of people spend their whole lives trying to please other people, whether it's their family, friends, co-workers, or society as a whole. They choose what to do based on what other people want from them instead of what they really want. But Musashi's philosophy tells us that trying to get approval from other people only makes us unhappy and frustrated. Not being able to please everyone will take your attention away from your true path. Musashi lived his life based on his own beliefs, not what other people thought he should do. He chose to follow the way of the warrior, which took self-control, sacrifice, and strength. He knew that other people would have thoughts about the decisions he made, but he never let them change his mind. Musashi's lessons tell us that it's much more important to live in line with our ideals than to try to please other people. When people think back on their lives, they often learn that the ideas they once thought were very important no longer are. They tried to please short-lived people, but they forgot about their own happiness and satisfaction. According to Musashi's theory, we should be true to ourselves and do what means most to us, without caring what other people think. Let go of the need for outside approval to use Musashi's advice. Keep your beliefs in mind as you live your life, work toward your goals, and stay true to yourself. Know this: there will always be people who don't agree with or like what you do. Musashi said, if you know the way broadly, you will see it in everything. Know your way and be sure to follow it, no matter what other people think. Ultimately, Miyamoto Musashi's teachings are timeless and can help us deal with the problems we face in life and avoid making the same mistakes or learning things too late. We can live more authentic, purposeful, and fulfilled lives if we accept these 7 important life lessons. Time is valuable. Put your health first. Care for your relationships. Know that money can't buy happiness. Be okay with failure. Go after your dreams without delay. And let go of the need to please everyone. Musashi's ideas tell us that life is a path of learning about ourselves, growing, and becoming masterful. It is never too late to learn these lessons.